Yo, what's good, gamers? My name is Dr. Terao PsychSensei, and I'm super stoked to bring you this little teaser of an AMA that I did with the University of Alabama. Roll Tide! But before we get into that AMA, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to share this video, pay it forward, to help all gamers in the community get a little closer to reaching their final form. And if you never want to miss a wise word from your sensei himself, please remember to follow me on Twitter at psych_sensei. Visit my website at psychsensei.com and join my Discord community so we can continue these awesome conversations into the future. And remember, friends, stronger mental wins. Let's jump into it.
Oh,
I got one though.
Oh yeah.
He can just hop in randomly.
What's up,
All
baby?
right. So for me, one of the things that I run into is like one of the biggest issues with coaching is players being able to have like the necessary self-awareness to take the coaching. So I was wondering if you had any tips or ways to actually like be able to communicate that someone needs to improve on that without A, like sounding like a bad person, but also B, like communicating that thing in an effective way. If that, I don't know if that question makes sense, but like one of the biggest issues we run into is just you diagnose a problem, you try to fix it, we talk about it, everyone understands, but it never gets implemented because it's ego. So
Okay. So for example, is it like a strategy? Is it something that they want to do and they just don't want to do it, kind of a thing?
yeah, it'd be like play style changes. Like let's say if someone played a very specific way, like they just like to run an offense a specific way, and we're suggesting that we need to do it another way to be able to have better team success. And everyone agrees it's just like something is not letting them be self-aware enough to say that they're doing it incorrectly, even though they think they're doing it correctly.
Got you. So when they say everyone agrees, do they agree also?
Yes. They
Oh,
say verbally, yeah, but not like that's not what their actions
I
say,
got
I
it.
guess.
Got it. Okay. So the situation here is that you are trying to coach someone to provide them with a correction or a replacement behavior, but they aren't taking it, even though they agree that they should be doing this thing. Okay, that's a very interesting challenge. Before I kind of answer, I'm really interested with other like coordinators. Have you dealt with this challenge before of, hey, this is something that maybe you should be doing differently? Got it, coach, 100%, and then not do it.
It's an issue that we face pretty often in League as well. Like sometimes I'll tell my player, in multiple instances, you're getting caught out here when we know that the enemy jungler could be here, so you need to play back. And we'll review those instances, and then it still keeps happening. So I'm not sure if that's like not being receptive to the coaching or just not recognizing the situation.
Ah, okay, so this is a common issue. Yeah, okay. So when I think of coaching and when I think of trying to change someone's behavior, most oftentimes we have to really think about creating buy-in for this person. Because obviously they may know that they could be doing something different, should be doing something differently, but we're talking about motivation, right? Or let's get down to our assessment. Okay, a couple of things that we've been talking about. Is it a knowledge thing? Do they know what they're supposed to be doing? You know, is it a cooperation? Oh my gosh, your camera's going crazy, man. Like, is it a do they need reminders? Are they saying something that they want to do it but they really don't want to do it? I think when we are interacting with our players, something that I like to do is always ask these types of questions. Like, okay, so let me check in with you. You've agreed that this thing is something that you know, behavior you're doing already. There's a better way to do it. Yes, I agree. Okay, cool. We've talked about this before. Yep. Okay, got you. You agree that the new direction that we're going to go in is kind of where you want to go. Yeah, okay, what's the hang up? And then from there, because we don't know, because we don't know what's going in that person's head, and they obviously are telling us something and then doing something else, right? So we're looking for observable data about, you know, what they want to do. So I would start this conversation about like, hey, what's happening here? Like, do you really want to? Do you not want to? And then as a coach, I think the up strategy would be, okay, how can I make this player eat this? Right? How can I make this thing attractive to them? Right? Do they like winning? Do they like cooperation? Do they like teamwork? And then I'd kind of package it in there. Like, oh, okay, so want to win, right? like, okay, so if you want to win, if you really want to be successful, what you're doing is this, and they're seeing this and they're killing you, or you're getting caught out, you're going too far, and they're picking you off. Like, tell me what's happening in here. Like, oh, I just forgot. Oh, I was just doing this. Okay. Another question we can ask is, how can I support you in remembering this? You know, like, what can I do to make sure that you're executing the skill? I know sometimes I'm thinking in either scrimming or practice. Yes, in matches we are not able to talk to our players, but oftentimes I suggest to coaches, like, if you're trying to shape a behavior, sometimes they need a reminder. So if you want to pop in and say like a keyword of like too far or watch bot or something where they can like snap out of what they're doing, out of autopilot, allow themselves to be conscious of their actions, and then they can check themselves. Because really what we're trying to do is we're trying to provide them with reminders and little nudges so they're actually able to shape that behavior. But if we just play the game, we don't say anything, and they totally forgot what we're doing, then we kind of run into a problem. And then also some other things that can help tilt, of course, are, you know, they happen in the prep, right? So you're eating, you're sleeping, you're studying, all those things. Like, let's get back down to the basics first, making sure that all those things are checked. Your relationships are good enough, fighting with your friends, all those things affect tilt, right? So that's like the bottom of the pyramid. We would make sure that that's G. And then after that, I mean, in the moment, we do have some like coping strategies. We can do breathing, we can stand up, we can drink water, we can have mental resets to help us in those things. I think though at the beginning, it's understanding that tilt might happen. I think it's being aware of when the tilt is happening. Also, what happens specifically for you when you tilt, and or it's also always a fun activity to do with your whole entire team, to go around the room. And if you're having a discussion about tilt, and ask everybody, okay, how do you know when Robert is tilted? How do you know when Jessica is tilted? Jessica and Robert, be quiet, let everyone share, and then ask those two people, is that true? Do you tilt that way? And then why that exercise is really good is because it's just, well, it's one, it's funny because everyone freaking tilts. And two, it's funny because everybody sees it, because we don't talk about it. Like, oh yeah, they always go, or yeah, Rob, he always goes, ugh, unlucky, let's go next, you know? Or like, there's always that thing. And then the follow-up question after that is, okay, how does Robert's tilt affect you? Oh man, when I hear him sigh, I feel like it's a doomer and it's done, and I just want to go to the next game. Or when I hear this person just start laughing and say unlucky, it's just like, well, I don't care anymore about the game. And we can process this out because everyone's tilt affects us differently. And why it's important to know your own tilt is because if you don't have that awareness of when it's happening, there is zero possibility we can do any interventions, right? I don't want you to be tilted and after the game be like, oh, I've just tilted the entire game. It's like, okay, that's good. I'm glad you know that now, but that's kind of late, man. So first, becoming aware of your tilt, the symptoms, what happens, how it affects you. And then after you know that, then we can start doing other things to put it. But always, I think, in the beginning for a team, it's adjusting their expectations, or in your example, adjusting your expectations of what this first play is for. We're going back down to that purpose. Because again, the frustration is coming from, I thought we were supposed to win from off this play. I thought we were supposed to crush from this play, and we didn't? Oh my god, we suck. Versus, this play is just for science. I want you to run it hard. And then if it succeeds, we did good science. And if not, we're just testing this hypothesis so we can readjust what we need to do in the future.
What advice do you have for kind of, you know, collegiate esport athletes, students who are trying to balance, you know, oftentimes school, their practices, oftentimes even part-time work on top of that? What advice do you have to kind of still get the time in to practice the game that, you know, they obviously want to improve at, while keeping school and other life priorities in check?
Woo! Damn, that's a big question, my friend. But I'll do my best to answer it. And if I go off the rails, you bring me back to it. So I think the question was, how do you balance everything? Was that kind
This should be an easy one, right? Yeah, like 10 seconds, you got it? Just short answer?
I got it. TLDR, just do it. Next question.
Yeah, this is perfect. Perfect.
Okay, coffee and just do it.
Yes.
Great question. I think there's a lot of ways to answer that question. I think I'll go existential and then go practical. So I think existentially, Even if you find yourself not into your major, you're not into your schooling, I think that's where you should start. Why are you at school? You know, like, what's the purpose of you enrolling in college? Like, what do you hope to get out of this experience besides a degree? Because, I mean, maybe I'm just a jaded millennial where we're fed this bullshit of like, okay, you need to get a degree to have a good job. Like, everyone needs to, there's this pipeline from high school to college, and you do this now, right? And what, in my experience, oftentimes what happens to students is they reach senior year and they're like, I took all these classes, I did all these things, and now I don't even know what this degree is for. And so I would start even with like, why are you in school? What do you do? Why are you studying what you want to study? And how are you going to use it? Start there. Because obviously, if you're having trouble like with motivation and you don't want to go to class or something, that's going to impact you actually balancing everything, because maybe you are unbalanced because you don't want to do it and you'd rather play League or Rocket League or, you know, what have you, because it's fun and enjoying and you're seeing yourself improving and you're part of a community. Makes complete sense. So the existential, start there. Why are you in college? What do you want to get out of it? And if the purpose is to play League or to play your esport, that's awesome. If that's your priority, let's make sure that everything's in line so you can do that thing you want to do. So if you have to go to classes, we got to do it. I mean, there's some things that we don't want to do. Like, I don't know, play weak side orange sometimes, but we have to do it, you know? So, or sometimes we don't want to play, you know, support in Valorant. I want to be entry frag, but sometimes, you know, we got to do it. So basically that's where I'd start. Existentially, why are you going to school? What's the purpose of this? And then we can go from there. Now, if you are having trouble with just fitting everything in, I think the best place to start, get a schedule, get a calendar, like write all the things in. I'm as a past academic coach, I'm down to coach like academics, and we can have another session here in Bama if you want to do that. I can do some academic coaching too, teach you how to use a schedule, how to do some time management, how to do some self-regulation. Because really, as coaches, structure, right? But really, if you want to be successful in life, it's structure. Like, when are you doing things? Do you have enough time to sleep? Do you have enough time to practice? And the hardest part of this whole thing, though, is like self-discipline, right? Saying, okay, I'm sorry, I can't go to that thing tonight, even though I want to hang out with my friends. I need to do this. I need to focus on my studying. I'm sorry, I can't play that one last one because I need to study for this test or what have you. And I think really finding that, you know, doing it with a team, because you have responsibilities with your team, for your team, to fit everything in. I think you can look at it for, hey, if you really want to, you know, perform your best, making sure that you're structured so you have enough cognitive energy. Because when we talk about esports, we're talking about mental endurance. We're not talking about the quantity most oftentimes, we're talking about the quality of your thoughts. And the best way to keep your brain moving is to ensure that you have a constant stream of energy going to the thing that takes up the most energy. The fattiest thing in your body is your brain. It takes a lot of energy. So ensuring that, you know, from a personal standpoint, if I want to be my best, I need to make sure that I am like filling all my responsibilities. From a team aspect, maybe there's some things that we can do as a team. Maybe we can have team study time. Maybe we can have team grade checks. Maybe we can have team no using social media. I don't know. But there's things that we can put in together to ensure that we can either regulate ourselves with structure, schedules, time management, or we can co-regulate with teammates, coaches, what have you. I think the biggest thing, though, again, start existentially, because if you're having a challenge with your motivation, there's something bigger there. The question is why? Why are you doing what you're doing? What are you getting out of that thing? And what are you avoiding, and why are you avoiding it? Right? So always stopping and creating this moment of self-awareness so you can see what you're doing, why you're doing it, and what you'd rather be doing. Yeah, I think with burnout is just really understanding that you need to take a break, and really understanding the, I guess, benefits of what you're doing. Because oftentimes we're doing something for a reason, and then stopping and seeing, are we getting the exact benefits of what we want to get out of this action or this behavior? And if the answer is no, okay, let's just stop and rethink and re-strategize how we can go about this, right? And then again, we're going back to quality, setting those metrics of success. You know, what is my metric today? Again, stay away from wins and losses, and say something else related to a skill that we can do again. So I think those things might help with burnout. Again, limiting the games, really setting the correct metric. and then seeing how many games you can play, and then going from there.